Welcome friends, this is video 2 of total 3 videos of statutory audit interview questions and preparation. We encourage you all to watch all the 3 videos. As we dive deeper into the realm of statutory audits, it's essential to prepare ourselves for the advanced questions that may come your way during an interview. These questions not only test your knowledge, but also your analytical skills, practical experience, and your ability to apply theoretical concepts in real-world scenarios. So, let's explore some advanced interview questions that you, as a fresh chartered accountant, might encounter. First on the list is the question regarding the audit sampling techniques. You might be asked, what are the different sampling methods used in audits, and how do you determine the appropriate sample size? Sampling is a fundamental aspect of the audit process, allowing auditors to draw conclusions about the entire population based on a subset of data. The two primary methods are statistical sampling and non-statistical sampling. Statistical sampling relies on random selection and provides a mathematical basis for determining sample size, while non-statistical sampling is based on the auditor's judgment. When determining sample size, factors such as the level of assurance required, the expected error rate, and the population size come into play. Demonstrating your understanding of these techniques will showcase your ability to think critically and apply your knowledge effectively. Next, you may face a scenario-based question. How would you assess the risk of fraud in a statutory audit? This question is crucial as fraud detection is a significant aspect of an auditor's responsibilities. You should begin by discussing the importance of understanding the entity's environment, including its internal controls, organizational culture, and industry trends. You might also want to mention the use of analytical procedures, inquiries with management, and assessing the tone at the top. Highlighting your ability to identify red flags, such as unusual transactions or discrepancies in financial statements, will demonstrate your vigilance and proactive approach to risk assessment. Another advanced question could be, can you explain the concept of substantive testing and when it is appropriate to use it? Substantive testing involves direct verification of financial statement assertions through tests of details and analytical procedures. This question allows you to showcase your understanding of when to rely on substantive testing versus control testing. For instance, if internal controls are weak or not adequately designed, substantive testing becomes imperative to gather sufficient evidence. You should also mention the importance of professional judgment in determining the extent and nature of substantive procedures based on the assessed risks. Moving on, an interviewer might ask, what is the role of analytical procedures in the audit process and how do you apply them? Analytical procedures involve evaluating financial information by studying plausible relationships among both financial and non-financial data. They can be used in various stages of the audit, during planning to identify areas of risk, during testing to gather evidence, and in the final review to assess the overall reasonableness of financial statements. Discussing specific analytical techniques such as trend analysis, ratio analysis, and common size analysis will demonstrate your analytical skills and your ability to apply them in an audit context. Another thought-provoking question you may encounter is, how do you stay updated with changes in accounting standards and auditing regulations? The accounting and auditing landscape is ever evolving, with new standards and regulations constantly emerging. As a CA professional, it's crucial to be proactive in your learning. You can mention resources such as the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, ICAI publications, webinars, online courses, and professional networks. Emphasizing your commitment to lifelong learning and professional development will resonate well with interviewers as they seek candidates who are adaptable and willing to grow. You may also be asked about your experience with audit documentation. A relevant question could be, what is the significance of audit documentation and how do you ensure it meets the required standards? Audit documentation serves as evidence of the audit work performed and supports the auditor's conclusions. It should be clear, complete, and prepared in accordance with the relevant auditing standards. Discussing your approach to documenting audit procedures, findings, and conclusions will highlight your attention to detail and your understanding of the importance of maintaining comprehensive records. Next up, you might encounter a question regarding the evaluation of going concern assumptions. How do you assess an entity's ability to continue as a going concern? The going concern assumption is fundamental to financial reporting, and auditors must evaluate whether there are any significant doubts about an entity's ability to continue operating for the foreseeable future. You should discuss the factors you would consider, such as cash flow forecasts, debt obligations, and market conditions. Additionally, mentioning the importance of obtaining management representations and assessing the adequacy of disclosures in the financial statements will demonstrate your thoroughness in this critical area. As you progress in your interview, you might be asked about your experience with group audits. What challenges do you face when conducting audits of group financial statements, and how do you address them? Group audits present unique challenges, such as coordinating with component auditors across different locations and ensuring compliance with varying regulations. You can discuss the importance of establishing clear communication channels, understanding the component's internal controls, and performing sufficient procedures to obtain assurance over the group financial statements. This question allows you to showcase your ability to navigate complex audit environments and collaborate effectively with diverse teams. Another advanced question could focus on your understanding of risk assessment. How do you perform a risk assessment for a statutory audit, and what factors do you consider? Risk assessment is a critical phase of the audit process, and it requires a comprehensive understanding of the entity's operations, industry, and environment. You should discuss how you gather information through inquiries, analytical procedures, and prior audit experience, emphasizing your ability to identify inherent and control risks, as well as your approach to tailoring audit procedures based on assessed risks, will highlight your strategic thinking and analytical capabilities. You may also face a question about your experience with audit committees. What is the role of the audit committee, and how do you interact with them during the audit process? The audit committee plays a vital role in overseeing the financial reporting process and the effectiveness of internal controls. Discussing your approach to communicating with the audit committee, including presenting findings, addressing concerns, and providing recommendations, will demonstrate your professionalism and ability to engage with key stakeholders. Lastly, you might be asked about the ethical dilemmas you may encounter in auditing. How do you handle ethical challenges that arise during an audit? Ethics are paramount in the auditing profession, and interviewers want to know how you navigate potential conflicts of interest, confidentiality issues, and pressure from management. You should emphasize your commitment to integrity and transparency, your understanding of the ethical guidelines set forth by the ICAI, and your willingness to escalate concerns when necessary. This question allows you to showcase your moral compass and your dedication to upholding the highest professional standards. As you prepare for your statutory audit interview, remember that these advanced questions are designed not only to test your knowledge, but also to gauge your critical thinking, problem solving skills, and ethical judgment. Approach each question with confidence, drawing on your academic background and any practical experiences you may have gained through internships or training. In conclusion, the journey to becoming a successful chartered accountant is filled with learning opportunities and challenges. By preparing for these advanced interview questions, you are equipping yourself with the tools necessary to excel in your career. Embrace the learning process, stay curious, and always strive for growth. Your dedication to your profession will not only set you apart in interviews, but will also pave the way for a fulfilling and impactful career in the world of finance and auditing. Remember, every interview is a chance to showcase your expertise, passion, and commitment to excellence. Good luck. Thank you for watching part 2 of the Statutory Audit interview series. We will roll out part 3 soon that will include the situation-based questions. We have also created technical interview questions mostly focused on our finance profession. We encourage you to go through those videos as well, the links for which we have added in our description. Subscribe Finance Kida channel for more content like this.